If you're still debating which film is better, you can let it go because we have the answer. Welcome to MsMojo, and for this installment of Versus, we're pitting Frozen against Frozen 2. Frozen took the world by storm when it hit theaters in 2013, setting a new gold standard for Disney's animated musical fairy tales. Frozen 2 stands out as one of the best Disney sequels, expanding upon its predecessor's lore in exciting new ways. Like snowflakes, both films have their own distinctive features, but which one takes the crown? Venture with us into the unknown to find out. Round 1. Story. Loosely based on Hans Christian Andersen's The Snow Queen, Frozen is a classic fairy tale in all the right ways, and a modern fairy tale in all the right ways. The story encompasses all the Disney tropes we love: romance, magic, princesses, etc. Yet it evolves these tropes for 21st century audiences, acknowledging that you can't marry someone you just met.
You can't marry a man you just met.
You can if it's true love.
Anna, what do you know about true love?
Using magic as an allegory for overcoming adversity, and having one of our two princesses become a queen. The film is self-aware about these updates without feeling forced.
You mean to tell me you got engaged to someone you just met that day?
Yes, pay attention. But the thing is, she wore the gloves all the time. So I just thought maybe she has a thing about dirt.
Didn't your parents ever warn you about strangers?
Yes, they did.
It's a timeless tale that speaks to adults and children alike, overflowing with charm, humor, and emotion. In many respects, Frozen 2 is a more mature movie, taking our heroes into an eerie wilderness crawling with new challenges and new mysteries.
Find who is calling to you. They may have answers.
With a darker tone, however, comes a more complex story. Just as the characters get lost in the woods, there are instances where the plot can become a tad convoluted.
We have always feared Elsa's powers were too much for this world. Now we must hope. They are enough.
While the story does delve deeper into the world's mythology and gives us several satisfying answers, it also leaves us with quite a few lingering questions. Maybe these questions will be answered in another sequel, but this does make Frozen 2 feel like a bridge to the next chapter. Frozen works as a standalone story that audiences of all ages can gravitate towards. We appreciate the more adult narrative of Frozen 2, especially since the characters and the viewers are older. The plot juggled so many different ideas, though, that summarizing it is easier said than done. Even Olaf can explain the first movie story, which is ultimately more memorable. Point goes to Frozen.
I'm Queen Elsa.
I got this.
Okay.
It began with two sisters.
Round 2. Characters. The first film gives us two empowering heroines in sisters Anna and Elsa. Where Anna is outgoing and eager to find love, Elsa closes herself off from the world due to her ice powers.
Chance to change my lonely world. A chance to find true love. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know it all ends tomorrow.
Despite having contrasting personalities, the powerful bond between these sisters drives the film forward.
I wish it could be like this all the time.
Me too. But it can't.
Along the way, we encounter solid comedic relief in the talkative snowman Olaf,
So cute. It's like a little baby unicorn.
What? Hey, whoa!
the silent-ish reindeer Sven, and Iceman Kristoff, whose cynical heart is melted by Anna's warmth. While the film's surprise villain could have backfired, this revelation does come as a genuine shock and effectively ties into Anna's character arc as she learns what true love is. The sisters continue to grow as people in Frozen 2. Elsa has an almost Jedi-like storyline as she explores the origins of her powers. Anna, meanwhile, takes on more responsibility and emerges as a true leader. As strong as our leads are, the filmmakers don't always know what to do with the supporting cast.
Excuse me, I climbed the North Mountain, survived a frozen heart, and saved you from my ex-boyfriend, and I did it all without powers. So, I'm coming.
Me too. I'll drive.
I'll bring the snacks!
Although Olaf and Kristoff serve purposes in the grand scheme, there are times when it feels like they're just going along for the ride. We're also introduced to new characters like the Northuldra tribe, a group of Arendelian soldiers, and elemental spirits. Yet they're all somewhat underdeveloped, leaving us wanting more. Seriously, I want all the Bruni.
Who is it? Should I know what that means?
Frozen knew exactly how much screen time to give each member of the cast. Frozen 2 has some great character development for Anna and Elsa, but everyone else feels sidelined or underutilized. Plus, as much as the sisters evolve, there are instances when they take a step backwards, especially whenever Elsa tries pushing Anna away. Winner, Frozen.
You can't just follow me into fire. Then don't run into fire.
Round 3, Animation. It may not technically be a Christmas movie, but we'll always associate Frozen with the holidays thanks to its vibrant frosty backdrops and cool color scheme.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
The elegant environments that the animators create define the term Winter Wonderland.
I never knew winter could be so beautiful.
Although it's CG animated, many of the designs and layouts are reminiscent of Disney's hand-drawn features, striking the perfect balance between traditional artistry and new animation techniques. The filmmakers were heavily influenced by Scandinavian culture, which definitely shines through in the production design. The enchanting look of the film makes us want to visit Norway, especially during the snowier seasons.
Place it. It's amazing. Thank you. I never knew what I was capable of.
There was a 6-year gap between the releases of these films, and the evolution of animation during that time frame is evident in Frozen 2. Some of the advances are subtle, such as the little details in clothing and hair. Others pop out at the audience, like the effects used to create the dark sea where Elsa tames the Nook, a water horse. As realistic as the water looks, it never enters that uncomfortable, uncanny valley territory. Where the first film was all about winter, the autumn season provides a mysterious yet enticing backdrop here. Brimming with atmosphere, every location is a breath of fresh air. It only makes sense that the newer film would be more technologically impressive. While Frozen has a brighter, more cheerful ambiance, the animators really upped their game and invented new software to make the sequel as dazzling as possible, securing its victory for this round. Winner, Frozen 2.
And yet change mocks us with her beauty.
What's that?
Forgive me, maturity is making me poetic.
Round 4, Music. We can't talk about the music in Frozen without bringing up the Oscar-winning Let It Go.
Let it go, when I rise like the break of dawn.
As phenomenal as Elsa's power ballad is, it often overshadows the film's other songs, which are also generally amazing. You're guaranteed to cry a Frozen tear by the end of Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
It's just you and me. What are we gonna do? Do you want to build a snowman?
For the first time in forever, wonderfully establishes Anna and Elsa's contrasting personalities. Love is an Open Door works as both a love song and a cautionary tale about rushing into a relationship. In Summer is surreally hilarious, and even Fixer Upper, while not 100% necessary, possesses an infectiously catchy beat nonetheless. Frozen 2 sees the return of songwriting team Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez and the score's composer Christoph Beck. Just as the story is more grown up, their music sounds more sophisticated too. We still get a couple of upbeat songs like Some Things Never Change and When I'm Older, as well as a retro 80s tune from Christoph entitled Lost in the Woods. The best songs are the ones that bring out the inner demons and desires of our characters, such as Into the Unknown, The Next Right Thing, and Show Yourself.
Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown.
These songs take Elsa and Anna to bold new places, signifying their growth. While we'll be listening to both of these soundtracks until the end of time, let's be honest. Into the Unknown is Let It Go 2.0 and Show Yourself is Let It Go 3.0. Frozen 2 even begrudgingly acknowledges that the first film has a legacy in its music that's hard to run from, making Frozen this round's victory. Winner, Frozen.
Here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm rage on.
we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Round 5. Messages and themes.
Wow, you really don't know anything about love, do you?
Olaf, you're melting.
Some people are worth melting for.
True love has always been a staple of Disney, but Frozen demonstrates how this doesn't only apply to romance.
Only an act of true love can thaw a frozen heart.
An act of true love?
A true love's kiss, perhaps?
Familial love can be just as meaningful, if not more so. Granted, Frozen wasn't the first Disney movie to explore the bond of sisterhood, as Lilo and Stitch also had a touching relationship between Lilo and Nani, where that was a subplot though. Anna and Elsa's connection is the focal point of Frozen.
You sacrificed yourself for me? I love you.
An act of true love will thaw a frozen heart.
Learning that true love comes in many different forms, Anna becomes more careful with who she gives her heart to, while Elsa finally starts opening up her heart to others. Given its more adult tone, it makes sense that Frozen 2 would tackle themes of maturity and accepting change.
Do you ever worry about the notion that nothing is permanent?
No.
Really?
At its core, though, this sequel is about learning to love oneself. As far as they've come from the first film, Anna remains codependent on others, while Elsa is still coming to terms with the mysterious magic within herself.
Every day it's a little harder as I feel my power grow. Don't you know there's part of me that loves to go?
By the conclusion, Anna not only grows more independent, but also finds the strength and confidence to make difficult decisions on her own. Elsa walks away with a better understanding of who she is and where she belongs. Yet, neither loses sight of their loved ones. These two films, just like the sisters, form a complete whole. Ideas that were introduced in the first film, like figuring out who you are and the different kinds of love, get elaborated upon with the importance of self-love in the sequel. Frozen 2 elevates Frozen in key ways, but you can't have one without the other. So we're calling this round a tie. Winner, Frozen and Frozen 2.
We all kind of got it.
They may finish each other's sandwiches, but Frozen is ultimately the more well-thought-out and rewatchable film, winning this versus with a final score of 4-2.
Are you serious?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.